Have you ever caught yourself doing something and stopped cold because you recognized it? Not from yourself, from them. The way you shut down when things get hard. The urge to go silent, to disappear for days and come back like nothing happened, because that's exactly what was done to you. And you swore you would never be that person. But here you are. Your brain is not betraying you. It is running a program. From the moment you were born, your brain began building what neuroscientists call a relational template, a hardwired model of how people behave under stress. This template wasn't built from what people told you. It was built from what you watched, what you lived inside, what your nervous system absorbed before you had words for any of it. When a parent disappears, physically, emotionally, or both, your developing brain doesn't file that under behavior to avoid. It files it under normal response to overwhelm. That is what people do when things get too hard. That is the template. And templates don't ask permission before they activate. Psychologists call this trauma reenactment, the unconscious repetition of behaviors learned during painful relationships. Not because you want to cause the same pain, because your nervous system learned those behaviors as survival tools during the most critical period of your brain's development. The child who watched a parent disappear under stress learns one thing at the neurological level. When things become unbearable, the exit is the answer. That lesson doesn't stay in childhood. It follows you into every relationship, every conflict, every moment the pressure builds. And one day you find yourself reaching for the door. Psychiatrist John Bowlby's research established that children need consistent emotional availability from caregivers to develop a stable sense of self in relationships. When a parent leaves without explanation, returns without accountability, cycles through absence and presence unpredictably, the child develops what is called disorganized attachment. It creates an impossible internal conflict. The person who is supposed to be your safe haven is also the source of your fear. That disorganization doesn't resolve when you grow up. It reorganizes into your adult behavior. You crave deep connection and simultaneously feel the urge to vanish before they can leave first. You stay until staying becomes unbearable. Then you do the thing you hated most. When the pull to disappear hits, it doesn't feel like a choice. It feels like gravity, because it is happening below conscious decision making. Your amygdala has been trained since childhood to read emotional overwhelm as danger. When that signal fires, your nervous system activates its emergency protocol. And the emergency protocol it learned, the one it watched performed by the person who shaped you most, is withdrawal. The urge to disappear is not weakness. It is not cruelty. It is a trauma response, running a program that was written into you before you were old enough to write your own. Here's what makes this so hard to break. The behavior that traumatized you, the disappearing, the silence, the return with no explanation, most likely traumatized your parent before you. Research on intergenerational trauma shows these patterns don't pass through choice. They pass through unresolved wounds being modeled before a child is old enough to know what they're absorbing. Nobody decided to pass the pain forward. It moved the way water moves, finding the cracks in people who never got the chance to seal them. You are not a copy of them. You are someone who was handed their unresolved wounds without a map. This is not solved by simply deciding to be different. The pattern is neurological. Changing it requires neurological work. 3 things research shows actually interrupt the cycle. Pattern recognition in real time. Learn the physical sensations that come just before the urge to withdraw. The tightening, the shutdown, the sudden numbness. When you feel it coming, you create a window, however small, between the trigger and the behavior. Staying through rupture. What your nervous system never learned is that conflict can be survived and relationships can be repaired. Every time you feel the pull to disappear and choose to stay, even imperfectly, even just 5 more minutes, you begin rewriting the template. Somatic work, because this pattern lives in the body, approaches that work directly with the nervous system, somatic therapy, EMDR, have shown the strongest results where talk therapy alone falls short. You will not undo in 1 year what took a childhood to build, but every time you choose to stay, you are writing a new program, one line at a time. You are not them. You carry what they couldn't resolve. That is different from being who they were. The fact that you recognized it, that you felt that cold moment of this is what they did, means something they never had. Awareness. The ability to see the pattern from outside it. You didn't choose the program, but you are the first one in a long time who can choose to rewrite it